I'd like to welcome everyone to the Madison City Plan Commission for Monday, August the 8th. Could we have a roll call, please?
Mike Armstrong.
Here.
Van Crafton.
Here.
Carl Eaglin.
Here.
Jeff Kernan.
Here.
Jerry Ralston.
Here.
Patrick Tednall.
Here.
Josh Wilbur. Daryl Henderson.
Here. We've got a couple sets of meetings. Everybody that was here for the June 13th meeting, I would take a motion to approve their minutes if there's no additions or corrections.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the June 13th meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Now we need a motion and a second to approve the minutes for the July 11th meeting if there's no additions or corrections.
I move we approve the minutes for the July 11th meeting as submitted.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, new applications tonight. Our first one is David Conley, an advisory hearing for a proposed subdivision on parcel number, I won't read that, consisting of 5 lots of approximately 1.53 acres at 46 East 350 North, zoned high-density residential R32. David, are you here? Okay. If you would want to come up and kind of just give us this is an advisory hearing. There's to get an idea if what the board thinks and what the audience thinks, and there is not a vote on the advisory meeting.
Hi, my name is David Conley. I live at 46 East 350 North. It's basically the corner of 350 North and Michigan Road, right across from Township Fire Department. My land is about 2 acres, more or less, with a nice open field, a barn, a house, and I want to subdivide it in 5 different lots. My plan is to sell off 2 of the lots and let a builder build on them. That's to be determined.
Okay.
But for the most part, with the high density rating that I have, I can fit 5 lots and still fall within the guidelines on zoning.
Right, correct. And that's Michigan Road and for Pickle Station, I believe.
Correct,
If
correct. The
everybody
old,
knows where that's
Butler
at.
Homestead.
Who's Homestead?
Butler, or Anita Butler and Bear.
Oh, yeah, Bears.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember the Bears, yeah. Okay, any questions from the board? It does meet the R32 residential density.
The 2 that you're gonna sell, you said you're gonna sell 2 of them very quickly. Will they come in and out on Michigan Road?
Yes, yes.
I know there's a lot of traffic through there.
Yeah, it's right across from the fire station. To be the lots closest to it. There's already, of course, houses on that side.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions from the board? Anyone in the audience with any questions? Having seen none, I think that it seems like everything's in line. We appreciate you coming.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
all.
Next item of business tonight is the William L. Demery Trust, an application to amend the official zoning map. Applicant requests to change zoning of property from low-density residential R4 to general business to allow for a national restaurant chain development at 2481 Franks Drive, zone low-density residential. And this is a recommendation to the City Council.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Tony Steinhardt. I'm the Director of Economic and Redevelopment for the City of Madison, and we are excited tonight to come before you and announce a national restaurant chain that falls in the fast casual category. Restaurant Business Magazine names it the best burger in the country, and we're happy to announce tonight that it's Culver's. The city has been working with the ownership team to deal with a number of issues associated with the project. We know that this property is along Clifty Drive. It's one of the last parcels of developable land along Clifty Drive. We know it has some mitigation concerns that we've tried to address, light, drainage, sound, traffic, et cetera. So hopefully tonight, the plans that we've developed and are showing you will address those concerns that have had there in the past and will alleviate many of those. We were impressed at the administration by the community partnership attitude that Culver's brings into their community. They partner with nonprofits and other organizations and want to be a member of the communities they join. The franchise ownership will be on site here in Madison and live in Madison. So we're excited about the Culver's team, and at this time I want to introduce Merritt Alcorn, who represents the developer.
Good evening. I'm Merritt Alcorn of Alcorn, Sage, Schwartz, and McGrath. And want to briefly discuss this project with you, and then we will be introducing the property owner, representative property owner, and then also the construction manager who will be constructing the property. And we will show you the plans for the site, which we believe will address any concerns that you might have regarding the concerns expressed. First of all, about Culver's, it is probably going to initially add 100 employees, and employ 100 people. It will be a significant investment. It will be over $2 million investment, and that's before we factor in other aspects of the project. But it the construction itself will be energy efficient. It will use LED lighting. It will be managed by a local person who will be a person who will have skin in the game. So there'll be accountability on a local level. This restaurant, as Tony has expressed, will be a family-oriented. There's no alcohol, no liquor served at this facility. The hours of operation are going to be 10 to 11 in the summer and 10 to 10 in the winter. The menu, as you've already heard, is extremely successful. There's over 800 stores located throughout the United States. If you've been to Culver's, you know that it's a varied menu, and the food is prepared fresh. So it's really, I think, going to be very popular. It's going to be a big asset to our community. If you're interested, here's an example of what it will look like. But I would also point out to you that the store at Seymour is going to look very much like the store at Seymour. I want to make just a few comments about the zoning. This location is, I'm going to give you all a copy, not all, but I have extra copies to pass out. But this location is here, and the red represents the current commercial zoning. So this lot is essentially surrounded by commercial zoning. And as you can see, it is located on Clifty Drive and Franks Drive at the light, okay? And so one of the things that our comprehensive plan, the 2016 comprehensive plan, says about commercial development, community commercial development, is these developments ideally are located on major thoroughfares at prominent intersections, as these uses require high visibility and convenient access, and a parcel dedicated to parking. So you can see that this particular lot is ideal for commercial development. And I want to point out to you that this property has been undeveloped for, the Demery family is going to tell you it's been undeveloped for 30 years. And so I believe that this is really the highest and best use of this property, is to develop it commercially. And I think we could not have a better partner in this for the community than Culver's. So, Mr. Sharp, I'd like to mark this document as an exhibit, and then if I may, distribute extra copies that I have. I came prepared with some petitioner's stickers, if that's okay with you?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, for the record, I'm going to mark this as petitioners 1 and place that sticker on the back. And I'll hand this to you. I brought along a few extras.
We've got this one if you don't have enough.
Well,
That's
this
fine.
is showing that zoning
Okay.
layout that I just
Yeah.
mentioned a few moments ago. At this time, I'd like to just ask John Demery to address the board or the commission.
Good evening, gentlemen and ladies. John Demery, 1938 Michigan Road. I'm representing the William L. Demery Trust. And I'd just like to say this is by far the highest and best use. We've been down this road several times, and these people are amazing. They do what they say, and it's been a pleasure to work with them so far. So,
You're totally familiar with their plans,
yes, I am. Yes,
and
I am.
do you think this is a good plan?
It's an amazing plan. I mean, we're fortunate to have an opportunity to work with them.
And as property owner, did you become aware of some concerns that the neighbors had in the area?
Yes,
And has the drawings that you've seen, do those drawings address the concerns?
I think they address most everything, honestly. I was most impressed.
And so Culver's was willing to change their plan to make sure that the neighbors had that their concerns were addressed. Is that
They
correct?
actually changed it several times to address concerns of the neighborhood. They're very, very willing to work with us,
Very professional in their approach?
absolutely. Yeah, it's a top drawer.
Thank you, John.
Thanks.
With that introduction, I'd like to introduce Bob Goins. And Bob Goins is a construction manager for Culver's and has been for some time. And he's going to show you his plan.
Good evening, everyone. Name's Bob Goins. Address is 4450 West, 900 South, Hamilton, Indiana. And if I could step away from the mic, you have to excuse me, I'm not a public speaker, so if I start getting lost, just bear with me.
You know, I think if we moved it where some of the audience could see something too, maybe put it over here and or some direction to put it, yeah, where maybe the audience could see a little better. I think if you make it just flat, now turn it this way some, and there we go, there we go, there we go.
That's great.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try and stand to the side. There we go. All right, so with the plan, and as was mentioned, obviously that's coming into here. We want to be good neighbors. And we have made several changes to what our original design was in order to accommodate those requests and desires. Of course, we've got the main Franks Drive coming in with the stoplight. You would enter here, circle parking will be down here, I'm gonna say, well, all traffic entering, when they come off Clifty on Franks, will enter here and come in, and this will be the parking for the restaurant in this area. Anyone coming in for the drive-through would then circle, enter the drive-through, come up to the window, receive their food, and exit at the same point where they entered in.
Bob, real quick, what percentage of the visitors to a typical Culver's go through the drive-through versus the restaurant?
It does vary a little bit. Right now, our average is around 60 to 65% drive-through versus the lower number than dine.
What's the second exit being used for? What's it used for?
This second exit right here, it would just be mostly a bypass lane.
Oh, so
If
you're leaving.
somebody wanted to go that way or get out of line, they could leave.
But they
And that's
could,
the one that you angled, so the headlights will not
You are correct.
touch the neighbors.
It's angled,
Front porch.
it's almost an auxiliary exit. You know how, for example, McDonald's is set up with a back exit
Right.
that, you know, if there's overflow, if somebody needs to get out, or for example, if delivery trucks, et cetera, need an exit, but it's probably not gonna be primarily used. And one other point would be that, as you can see with these arrows, you can exit this way also.
Okay.
right.
So most people are probably gonna opt for this larger opening as their
Right.
main entrance and exit. This will just be, really almost a safety valve, so to speak.
And that's our other concern. We always try to have at least two exits. Fire truck comes in, they can circle, get around, get in where they need to go. Obviously, worst case scenario.
I like the way too that you have placed this because it does have a grassy area. It's, the boundary of trees that's up there, you know, it's natural through that neighborhood, will not be disturbed.
Yeah, we do not plan on doing much of any, we're not
Okay.
clear of that, we're not gonna do.
Bob, will you,
Stormwater.
oh, stormwater.
Oh, sorry.
Bob,
Yeah.
will you be managing this project?
Yes, sir.
And, how long have you worked for Culver's?
The very first Culvers I did was in 2004.
You've been with them for some time. What's your observation as to their, good corporate citizen status?
Exemplary.
Give me us a sample of some of the things that Culver's does.
It's Culver's, Meyer Foods Management would be the owner of this location. Very community oriented, very family oriented. The owners, I know personally, and they are very invested, it has to do with children or kids therein, be it through, they have a lot of different things at each of the locations, community night, family sharing night, people come in and work, percentage of the proceeds then goes to that organization.
That's called community night.
Yeah, it makes a nice fundraiser for, different groups. Sometimes they raise $1,000, $1,500 in one evening, so it makes a nice, payback to those groups.
So, and construction would be, what's the timeline on construction of this site?
Start to finish, typical construction is 4 months. That's from getting the very first shovel in the ground to open, ready to serve the first fiber.
Do you think it'll require a detention pond?
Yeah, that just came up earlier. Our detention area, we would probably put down in this corner right here would be the detention area. So all of our runoff storm drain would go to the detention area.
Is there a natural drain there? Because I think it goes that direction, correct?
Going into this,
Well, there's houses back, that's a line of houses.
right, but I think isn't there a ditch right here?
Ditch there, and there's also a ditch that runs down.
Along Cliffy Drive, yeah, but I'm not sure it runs
So
that
would that
direction.
flow
I think it
towards the
runs
new
east.
retention pond
I
at
think
the
you're right.
shopping center?
Yes.
Is that
it
the
would-
flow?
It would flow either
Okay.
that direction or through the creek that runs, down along, Miles Ridge.
My question may be directed more to Mr. Steinhardt. That intersection is a disaster.
Yes.
There's gonna be improvements made by the city to that, in that regard?
Yes, I have good news that this afternoon the redevelopment commission approved, for that intersection improvement. I laid a drawing on your
Yeah.
facility showing that preliminary look. The city's planning on righting some wrongs from a previously designed development and making this a much better improvement for everybody there at the intersection.
Thank you.
I think, Tim can correct me, I think Mr. Jones lives there. Doesn't most of the runoff run in your direction? It does?
Right straight through the back of my property.
That's what I thought.
It
So,
doesn't look like that's gonna cure.
you think,
I'm sorry, I couldn't see. Come on up. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just spent $5,000 fixing that. Drain extension where it's at.
how the drainage cycle is, the parking lots and inlets?
Right, so our side drain, we would have the storm inlets around the property, and they would all, anything that fell on the roof of this building or in this paved area would then go to that retention area, dry retention right here. So the only thing here now that would go to you would be anything in the grass area. All of ours would
That'd
be
be grass,
contained.
not pavement.
Correct, yeah, because anything that's under a paved surface, concrete surface, or the building would go and all funnel to that.
And then that'll hold the water and release it over time.
That's great. If it works, are we gonna have some kind of a guarantee that that's, you know, problem solved?
We do our very best, again, it would be,
Well, the city engineering staff will review the drawings and ensure that they say it's gonna work.
Because when I just brought up the problem that I have now, that, you know, that's yours, I'm sorry, buddy. You know, I've lived for 30 years. You know, washed straight out on the road here. I finally was able to get it fixed.
I mean, my thought and hope would be whatever we did would be a benefit to you.
Well, that's what I was hoping for, yes, yes.
okay, any more questions from the board here? Any questions from the audience or anybody would like to speak? Sure.
I'd like to address
Yeah, come on up, Jim. We need your name and address.
Tim Jones, 2583 Franks Drive. And I think I showed you where I lived, right
Yeah.
directly behind it. There's no landscape visibility, nothing coming over towards my way, which, you know, we sit in the backyard, enjoy our backyard quite a bit.
Right.
I don't want to look at restaurant.
Yeah, maybe
The whole
that
time through
gentleman
there.
could come back up and answer. Where did he go? Where's, you want to come, yeah, you want to come up and see where he's talking there? I see where he's talking about, there's no landscaping there.
Nothing to hide anything back in there.
Is it, am I correct, is this all trees right here now?
It's all grown up. There's a power line underneath of it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because right now, like I said, our plan wasn't to touch any of that. Again, when we touched
I understand, yes.
But yeah, I had no intentions of touching any of that.
Well, eventually the power line's gonna come cut them out.
Oh,
Yes. Because it sits directly underneath them. In fact, they better be getting there soon. Yes. And they've done it before, they just haven't done it in a few years. So then I've got,
So is there room there to bring your landscaping around that
Oh,
corner?
yes, yes, there's plenty of room. We do over and above and beyond what we need to do for landscaping. 'Cause, again, the owner grew up on.
So Tim, if he brought it around that corner, you think that would help matters, what I'm talking?
sure, I mean, you know, as long as we're building it up to, you know, where we're not gonna see and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be reflected, obviously, in our final drawings when we're done. Obviously, this is the preliminary.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you know, the only concerns I had was the water, the landscaping, you know, the lighting, which I feel like was answered. And, I mean, I know there's other concerns outside of my needs there, but those were my main ones as far as.
Okay. but wouldn't be a problem to do the landscape on around that corner, yeah. Okay, again, we'll look at the final plans, which again, that'll be after, down the road at a point, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to know specifically everything like that.
Okay, anybody else in the audience with a question? Again, this would be a recommendation to City Hall. I always like to explain that this is a 9-member board. We have 7 people here, I believe, and it takes 5 yes votes to approve anything because it is a 9-member board.
Daryl, before we do that.
Sure.
Can we have a motion to enter petitioners exhibits 1 and 2 into the record?
Sure, I would move that we enter petitioners item 1 and 2 into the record.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you. Is there anything else, Merit, that you needed entered into the record, or those are the 2?
I think that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Very much.
Okay, having heard that, and again, this is a vote for a recommendation to the city council.
I would move to recommend to the city council we amend the official zoning map for this property as presented in the application.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I would second that.
Could we have a roll call vote?
Mike Armstrong,
Yes.
Van Crafton,
Yes.
Carl Eaglin,
Yes.
Jeff Kernan,
Yes.
Jerry Ralston,
Yes.
Patrick Tevnon,
Yes.
Josh Wilbur, Daryl Henderson.
Yes. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. We have a tabled application tonight. I wish Bill Demery was still alive. We have a tabled application tonight. Rick Morgan with Baird Mobile Homes, is he here tonight by any chance? He's not, and no one to represent Baird Mobile Homes. We've tabled this several times.
This is the third.
Yeah, this is 3 times.
We talked about that at the last meeting, just
Right.
making them reapply.
I'll
Okay.
make a motion because of the delays with Baird Mobile Homes that we, pull their application and ask for them if they want to come back, they need to reapply.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Any new or old business? Nothing? Take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.
I'm glad the landscaping thing was solved.